rod, the fishing rod.
Hey, what's up, gamers? This is EA Sports Game Changer Shot Master here with Rex Dickson, gameplay designer on Madden NFL 25. Is that your official title?
Creative Director, Football Gameplay.
All right, that's what his official title. He's the man when it comes to gameplay, and this is just going to be a quick video about some of the certain things that I've seen encouraging since I played it here at E3. Let's talk about the total control passing. I noticed when I played yesterday and today that it's not as effective as it is. One example that I gave to you was playing a cover two. As soon as that wide receiver breaks away from that DB that's playing the flat, I can lead him towards the sidelines, and the safety could never get over there in time. This year, I can't lead them close to the sidelines again, and the tight end streak up the middle is less effective than I've ever seen it in Madden NFL 13. So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So, total control passing was a great feature. It was really well received. But, historically, EA, especially the Madden franchise, we'd implement the feature and then we'd move on to something else. We don't want to do that anymore. Like, when we implement the feature, if there are things wrong with it or things we want to fix or adjust, we're going to continue to work on it the next year until we feel like we got it perfect. So the main thing was, when you guys came to visit us, when the community comes down and the game changers come down, you talk to us about exploits, things that are sort of ruining or negatively impacting online player competitive play, and we look at those things and we try to address them. So what we wanted to do, we liked the total control passing feature, but it was overpowered. And our D-backs didn't really have the right AI to react to it appropriately. So what we did is we sort of toned it back a little bit, so it wasn't the kind of thing that you could never defend. It was still the kind of thing that you could use to get more powerful passing, more control for the user, but at the same time, we didn't want it to be this thing that ruined competitive or online play, essentially becoming an indefensible offensive weapon. So what we've done, and it was mostly based on your guys' input, is tone some of those things back a little bit so it's not so overpowered.
Nice. The other thing I noticed was, I want to touch on interceptions. I noticed that I can't quite figure it out, but interceptions are a little bit different than they were last year. Can you explain what's the difference?
Yeah, well, the first thing is, and it was, again, based on feedback from the community and the game changers, and this is an important point because I want all of the people out there, all of our fans, to understand that, the game changers are making an impact on the game. When you guys come to us with stuff, we do take it very seriously and we look at it. So what you told us was ball hawk's too powerful. And what you said was people are holding Y from the snap. And we're like, well, that's not even the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to hold it when the ball's in the air. So essentially being able to hold it from the snap was a bug. So we went in and fixed that. And now you can only activate it once the pass has been thrown, which fundamentally takes an overpowered defensive feature that a lot of people didn't like and tones it back to something that's more manageable. The other thing we did this year, and I think in order to be a little bit more effective and sort of give you different options, the aggressive, like driving you aggressively to the catch point, what you'll find this year is that if you go into ball hawk and you sort of make a spatial judgment that you're not going to get there in time to pick off the pass, what you do is release the Y button, immediately switch to hit stick. You get a catch tackle, like the guy catches it, but then you hit him really hard, knock the ball out, impact the pass. So it's sort of like a new mechanic, a new way to defend the pass. If you realize you're not going to get there with ball hawk in time, lay him out with the hit stick, he'll drop the ball.
Nice. Now, can you talk a little bit about sideline interceptions? I felt like that was a big thing this year. It was frustrating last year to be able to not being able to sort of catch the ball near the sidelines. How have you guys fixed that? And as far as the camera turning, I noticed it's different as well. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing was that when that camera flipped, people would get disoriented and start running the wrong way. So we did some changes to that to improve it, make it a little bit smoother, less likely for you to run the wrong direction. I'm sorry, what was the other thing you asked me?
Sideline.
Oh, yeah. So that was a system we implemented last year, the sideline catches with our catches in 13, but it wasn't tuned properly. There were some bugs in the system, and sometimes that'll happen. And what we did is we went and fixed those bugs. So what you'll find is a lot higher frequency of guys triggering those sideline catches. I've also seen a much higher frequency of the back of the end zone catches triggering, where they just managed to get the feet in. Really cool feature. We implemented it in 13, but it wasn't perfect. Now we've tuned it to where we like it.
All right, well, I appreciate you answering our questions. And that's Rex Dickson. I'm Shop Master, EA Sports Game Changer, and thanks for watching.